You are listening to the Built to Grow podcast.
All right, welcome back to the Built to Grow podcast. I'm your host, Tim Lyons, in studio at Scottsdale, Arizona, joined as always by my co-host, Randy Angston. What's up, fella?
Hey, buddy.
How is it going?
So far, so good. Today's been today was a busy one.
Fired up, guys. Who caught the Fitness Growth Summit? That was a blast. A lot of great feedback from that. Probably won't do that again. A lot of work, but
Tim's a little tired about that.
Just 30 interviews, no big deal. But so we got some good feedback with that. We've got our CLA workshop. If you're not in it right now, as this episode drops, which is Tuesday, the 6th, then you probably missed the boat on that. So stay tuned for that. We do have a Black Friday workshop coming up very soon. A lot of cool things to talk about Black Friday. There is a podcast episode probably last year about this time. Yeah. we did talk about the Black Friday offer, but we're going to get into deep in the weeds on that. We're going to host a workshop for that. Details coming soon.
Jump on a call because with the CLA, the combination of that plus the Black Friday workshop, I mean, we'll be offering a workshop around the Keep software, and this is typically the biggest profitable ROI of anything our gym owners are doing all year. So if you're interested in that, jump on a call, pfmarketingsolutions.com/call.
Yeah.
And I'll run you through all those details.
Giant cash infusion.
Huge cash infusion, yeah.
So good stuff. Okay, so episode today, and by the way, before I even say what this episode is, thank you so much. I get feedback, I get Voxes, I get text message DMs about the episodes and how we're helping, and would love a share. If you can share this with any other gym owners, rate, review on Apple iTunes. That just goes a really long way for us, getting up there in the rankings. So more people can hear about it.
Yeah, help more gyms. We both have. We've gotten some feedback lately about the podcast specifically. So glad to do it, guys. Just like Tim said. And then another thing to help us out and help you out in the end is in those reviews, leave your questions. We'll give you a shout out. We'll answer those in a future episode. But in order for us to help more people, we need a little bit of your help. Yeah.
Just ask for a little help, a little push. So. Okay, so this episode is the title of this episode is why you're stuck. Why are you stuck? Okay, and the reason we're talking about this episode and this particular topic is because what's happening with the gym owners that we've talked to that are still in the same place year after year after year. You're just breaking even. Losing some months, making a little bit more some months, working your ass off in the gym constantly, and you're in the same place year after year after year. And a lot of times you don't realize you're in that until maybe you look backwards 3, 4, 5 years, and I'm like, well, I'm kind of in the same place. Yeah. You're not aware of it.
Sure.
And so after the last two episodes ago, where we talked about what do you want from your business, hopefully that opened your eyes about what do you want. Maybe you are realizing where you're at in your business. It isn't where you want it to be. And so this episode is going to talk about really why you are currently stuck. If you're not moving forward, in your opinion, you're going backwards.
Yeah, I mean, I've mentioned it. I probably haven't said it in a few episodes, but growth or decay. Nothing in life is linear. I mean, even if you just think about just your income, every single year, despite anything that you choose, your cost to operate your business is going up. Mm-hmm. It's going to go up. Every service you have is going to charge more money. You have to keep and maintain and grow your clientele base in order for it to grow. So right off the bat, if you're not continually progressing and moving the needle forward, unfortunately, you're letting it slip.
Going backwards. So a lot of times before COVID, you would go to seminars, and we love them. We love getting out of the gym, and we love getting out of the office and going to San Diego and going to different events. And I really I grow with that getting away from the business kind of thing, whatever. Sitting, learning, unplugging, just focusing on what's in front of me. And you're the same way.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we've gone to seminars, and I wish there was more because I'd be sitting right there in the front row with you. But the honest reality of of all the people, say there's 1,000 people in the audience, only 2%, they say, the experts say, only 2% of the people are going to take action on what they hear. So the person on the stage tells you exactly what you need to do to be successful, make $1 million, launch a funnel, get what you want out of life. But yet only 2% of the people, granted, they paid for the ticket.
Yeah.
They paid to sit in that seat. Only 2% of the people take action on what they just learned. Why is that?
That's a great question. I don't know. At the end of the day, I mean, this is a reason that, we're big believers on just give it all away, right? Because naturally, I think society just, people want it all. But when it comes to time to do the work, priorities are set in other places. And other things come and go, and your attention is set, and your attention is on things that might be right in front of you, despite being where your time and attention should be spent. For example, today, right? I had a call with a gym owner, and we broke down his business and what he was doing. Right? He called me because he had. He's a little older. He's had his gym for 15 years. I think he's been a trainer between a trainer and owner for over 20. And he's still daily the guy who's doing the toilets, who's cleaning the building, who's on the training floor, managing operations, and doing every single aspect within his business. And it's not that that's not admirable. That's honorable. That's the willingness to pick up a mop or wipe down your toilets. I don't think anybody deserves the business if they're not willing to do that when they know it needs to be done, type of thing. But as a gym owner or a business owner, your hours within your business and on your business are the most valuable of anybody in your organization. And just because you can doesn't mean you should. And so when I started to ask him some more questions about how he's spending his time, because he doesn't have what he wants out of his business. And in order for us to figure out why he doesn't have that, we have to figure out what he's doing that's not leading him towards those goals. So I just started asking him some questions, and essentially what we got down to the fact of is he, and a lot of gym owners are in the same position, guys, runs his business reactionary. Shows up for work, knows the tasks of what has to happen within these four walls, and he just executes what's in front of him. But at the end of the day, that's what he's been doing for so long, just spinning his wheels, doing exactly what's in front of him. He doesn't have an exit plan. He doesn't have a plan to sell his business, to offload work, to create systems that allow him to create some financial or time freedom within his own life. And so right off the bat, we realize that there's a massive need for him to realign his priorities and his day-to-day activities and where he's putting his work so that the needle in the business is being moved forward.
There you go.
And he didn't, and it's when we're in it and we do it every day, the willingness to clean your toilets, you just know it has to be done. But at the same time, that's not going to make more money it's not going to put more money in your business. No. And that task, while might need to be done by you once in a while, should have somebody else in the role doing that consistently. Yeah. Because the owner's time needs to be spent moving the needle of the business. Yep. And so we had a great conversation, and I'm hoping that with everything that we talked about, he will be a coaching client for the future. We obviously highlighted some shifts that he needs to do, but ultimately it came down to the fact that if you're it's like the definition of insanity. Doing the same thing repeatedly and expecting a different result. I guess the question is, does he realize him cleaning the toilets is one of the reasons why he's not where he wants to be? He kind of had an aha moment when I said, and it's almost because, unfortunately I've had this conversation time and time again with gym owners that I could tell him exactly where he was spending most of his time in his day, because it wasn't areas like researching marketing efforts or expanding relationships in his community or looking at the systems of his business or the profitability of certain levels of service, or there's a million different things that we can shine a light on that would actually change his business. And when we started to talk about those things, it was, no, I'm not really doing that. I'm not really doing that. I'm not really doing that. So his aha moment was, I maybe he didn't know what he didn't know. And so we realigned some priorities and where his time and attention should be. So he got some of that. But naturally, no. He personally felt like, this needs to be done in my business. I'm going to pick up and I'm going to do it.
I'm going to get it done attitude.
Yep.
Yeah, so those are business functions. We talk about this in our private client coaching group. Yeah, these are all functions that need to happen.
Absolutely.
Who does them? That's a different story.
Yep.
We put the seats on the bus for a reason that, which person, which staff member, or outsource. Obviously, that's a cleaning company's job.
Yeah,
right
exactly.
there. Or maybe the front desk person hits it on the way out once a day. Boom. Unless somebody has a problem. Somebody has a problem in there.
Taco Tuesday.
Oh God. Dude, we've had people throw up in the bathroom against the wall projectile, and they're embarrassed and like, oh God,
just
what a
dip
mess.
out.
God, that could have gone in that story. Remember the horror stories from the gym episode?
Yeah, I probably should have got in.
I didn't add that. It could have been in there. But for everybody listening, listen, that's the story of the gym owner that's going to, be in that same position for 15, 20, 25 years. In fact, if he doesn't make a decision today to make a change for the better, 10 years are going to go by and it's going to be in the same position.
I said it. I mean, I almost gave him a heart-to-heart, like towards the end of the call. Mm-hmm. I said that almost verbatim. I said, you know what? You expressed, I think he's coming up to 50 years old. I said, you're 50 years old. I said, have you considered what your next phase of life looks like? What happens when you're not on you don't have the desire to show up and train 40 hours a week? Mm-hmm. Where's your income coming from? Is the business creating some sort of paycheck for you or profitability for you to live off of? Are you planning on selling this? If you're planning on selling this and all of these functions are done by you, I go, is that a business you can even sell? Mm-mm. And so I told him outright, I said, you know what? The reason that I'm telling you this, and I said, it's a little checkup from the neck up. I said, but I don't want you calling me in a year from now, or I don't want you being the gentleman or lady that calls me, because it happens, guys. It happens almost monthly. I have a 50 to 60-year-old gym owner that literally breaks down on the phone emotional because they don't know how they can continue doing what they're doing because they can't continue the level of work that they're doing. They have other desires outside of just working in their gym, mm-hmm. and they have no understanding of how to create that life for themselves because they've worked themselves so deep into the business that they can't see themselves out.
That's sad.
It's sad. It is sad. But to the point of the topic of the podcast, when those opportunities present yourselves, or when a problem presents itself, pursue a solution. Take action towards a solution. Don't just be the paralysis by analysis, right? Where it's too overwhelming of a problem, or it's not an area of your expertise, so therefore nothing happens. That's
unfortunate truth.
And it happens more often than not, I think.
So here's the point. You have a choice.
Absolutely.
This gentleman had a choice. The lady that you talked to last month had a choice to make a decision to do something about it. And unfortunately, what we see happening is, you said paralysis by analysis. I think it's the resistance to change.
Sure.
They're scared of the unknown. They don't trust themselves to do the work, or maybe they've been tainted by failure after failure after failure. Maybe they've worked with other people and they fail, because that's happening.
Sure, absolutely.
We have to overcome that a lot.
Quite often.
Where I've been burned and this didn't work and this guy stole my money.
Had the same conversation with that gentleman.
What is going on in this industry? There needs to be more people that are just willing to help folks and do the right thing. Okay, just do the right thing. And you shouldn't be coaching other business owners if you haven't found success yourself. If you have, so I don't know if this is something to think about when you're hiring a new coach. It doesn't have to be us. This isn't a pitch for ourselves, but what it is to tell you as a gym owner, when you're talking to somebody that you're thinking about hiring, are they walking the walk?
Do some due diligence on them. Vet them.
Do some due diligence, or they all flash, right?
Sure.
Do they rent a Lambo and take a picture in the mansion?
Guys, we live in a society where internet marketers and people who teach other people how to make money are taking fake photos and knockoff airplanes to show a level of success they've never created for themselves.
That's sad.
Simply for the ability to sell to you. That's a scary thought. And with social media and the curtain it's kind of created, this has become such a norm where everybody's got the car, everybody's got I'm flying private, or guys, none of them are.
None of them.
The cars are leased, most of them. They're paycheck to paycheck on them. The photos on the private planes happen one time or something like that, or it was
they've
fake.
been faking it.
But that's the thing. They create
They create a studio that looks like an airplane.
Yeah.
And they're taking photos in there, dude. What is going on? What's going on?
But then again, they're turning around and they're selling the same thing everybody else is regurgitating. Nothing proprietary, no system, no resume. I mean, I literally leave these individuals with, hey, vet us. You want to talk to other clients of ours, past clients of ours? Cool, let's have those conversations. There's no reason why.
Come on out to the gym.
Show up at the gym. Yeah, exactly. You want to see social proof? Fly to Scottsdale. We'll walk you through the facility.
Yeah.
We don't, and again, we're not trying to throw this ourselves, we're not trying to posture ourselves up against other people. We want you to hold us to the same level you hold everybody else. Challenge the things you're being told by people trying to sell you things, because not everybody has the best of intentions.
Right. So you're faced with a problem. You research a solution, or take a half step back. You're faced with a problem and you have a choice to research for a solution or decide to not do anything. That's your first decision.
Absolutely.
This is a series of decisions that you have to make. Let's just throw an example out for an instance. You know that you need to be making YouTube videos. Maybe that's what you decide you need to do. You've been presented that YouTube videos are the future and you need to be making videos, and they need to be videos on YouTube. That's what's been decided. You don't know how to do it. The first decision, don't do anything. That's a decision, which a lot of people do.
Sure.
They don't do anything. Or do I research how to get it done? Because you don't know how to do it. So let's research how to do it. Okay. You start researching it. There's YouTube videos on how to do YouTube videos. That's definitely going to be one of them. There's courses, there's coaches, there's people out there, there's free groups. You can decide to learn it yourself. You can hire somebody else, a coach, or you can, again, the other choice is not to do anything. Your business success, and this is just one example, but your business success, you're going to be faced with challenges over and over and over. You don't know how to do something. How do we get it done? You can either be really resilient and come up and find and research the solution and get that done that way, or you can choose to do nothing. The problem that we're seeing out there is you guys choose to do nothing.
Yeah.
And guess what? Why you're stuck, the podcast episode, why you're stuck. This is the reason why you're stuck. You choose to not do anything, or when you are presented with a solution and that looks like a great solution, you choose not to do that.
Correct.
That's the biggest problem as to why you're stuck. You're not taking action. You're not finding the solution. And when you are presented with a solution, maybe it's hiring that coach. That coach is going to be the one that gets you there. You choose not to hire the coach, or you choose not to learn it yourself, or you choose not. So there you are. You're stuck in the same place. 15 years goes by, 20 years go by, and you got nothing.
And I'm going to challenge you. It gets worse, because when you start to become an individual who is faced with a problem and doesn't take action, you're solidifying those synapses, right? Like, you're creating that mindset for yourself. The challenges get bigger. You do less. You do nothing. Individuals who see success, I talk to any successful individual. When they're faced with a problem, they act swiftly. They move forward in the direction they feel is best as fast as possible. That is what carries people to success. It's not, let me get the absolute perfect, 100% positive. Let me research this for 5 years before taking a single step.
Yeah.
No. When you have a feeling and you know that, based on the evidence, based on the logic. For example, when we lay out a transition, let's say we're taking somebody from group training to a small group model. No 100% when we break everything out, right? We'll go through expenses, the change, the conversation with clients. Everything is explained right here. When that is a logical decision in your business, and the only thing preventing you from taking action is the fear of, what if my clients don't like it? What if they're not willing to pay that? What if? That's not an excuse for not taking action. That the evidence and everything on paper and everything that we've experienced and all of our other clients, and that's why you've paid us to sit in the seat. That's where you need to take action. When you present it, when logic meets emotion and everything makes sense, go hard and go fast.
Yep.
You think we're a little passionate about this one?
Yeah. We want you to succeed.
Yeah.
Here's the truth of the matter. I just saw a stat today. 35 to 45% of fitness studios will fail in 2020. Okay. We're in the back half of 2020 now. So let's just say there was 10 gyms on your street. After this year, there's going to be 6 gyms. 6 gyms. 4 of those people's lives have completely changed. I'm seeing post after post after post of restaurants with taking their signs down, or a picture of inside the restaurant with all the tables up and everything's gone. Gyms with all their equipment for sale. It's a big thing going. This is a life-shattering time, and you could make a choice. You have a choice today. And for some of you, maybe the right choice is to close your business. It might be the right choice. We had a friend of ours, he's not working with us, but a friend of ours decided that, it was best for him to close his gym. He's not in the state, but he's, and it made a lot of sense. We went through the whys and hows and everything. It was like, yeah, that's actually the right thing to do.
Yep.
I had a call recently with a gal here in town, not that far from here, and the best decision was for her to close. It was either that or find somebody that's going to take ownership of this business and they can have a profit share. And because she has her own company that's doing other things, and this thing was weighing her down.
Sure.
Okay, makes sense. Let's just close this down or find that person. And I've introduced her to some people that might want to do that. But when you're faced with a challenge and you just choose not to do anything, that is a choice.
Well, and not only that, but guys, the burden is on you. It's nobody's fault but you. Like, beginning of this, and again, not throwing anyone under the bus, right? If you lost your business this year, that's a hard year. Absolutely. But if you lost your business because you didn't decide to figure out how to facilitate online training when your gym was closed,
it's on you.
That's on you.
What are you doing? What were you doing, guys? It's not a vacation.
But that's the thing, right? So you have a choice. Inaction is a choice.
Yeah.
And it's a dangerous choice.
So here's your action items. If you choose to take action, take a hard look at where you've been for the last 3 years, where you're at this year, and what does next year look like for you? Are you going to make the changes to propel yourself into 2021, or are you going to do the same thing you've always done with a different marketplace? Which, I would tell you right now, that's the stupidest thing you can do, but there's going to be people that don't take action.
How many people we know open gyms this year successfully? How many of our friends in the industry have had some of the most profitable businesses they've ever years of business that they've ever had this year? Why? Because they saw a problem, or problem was presented to all of us, universally. They sought out a solution. They took action quickly, and some of them, like we were talking about our buddy Matt. Matt has done more work to make money during COVID than I think any gym owner in the nation. But he found 15 other ways of supplementing the income that he couldn't do because of government restriction in the way that he was making his money.
He's a fighter.
And
Innovator.
And at the end of the day, he's going to walk away and be able to not walk away. He's going to continue moving forward with his head held high, knowing that he did 100% of everything within his capabilities. He took ownership, and that's half of it. Took ownership for, hey, the external universe is providing me this, right? External influence. What can I do to change it? And he did. He took action, and he's not struggling. He's not in the same way.
He's doing great. So everybody listening, here's your thing. You want to get unstuck, take action on something. If you think it's the right decision, run hard and readjust your trajectory as you go. It's one of the core values here. One of the things that we do is take action. I pride myself in the fact that I allow the team to make decisions.
Yes.
As long as they make the decision 100 miles an hour, even if it's in the wrong direction, I'm still okay with it because I hate indecisiveness.
Yep.
Hate it. I hate it. You just stay in the same place. So take action, guys. That's your challenge from me today and Randy today, is to just make a decision on something.
Yeah.
And do that. And don't don't sit there and let things happen to you. Take the action, guys. All right, that's it for this episode. Keep changing lives. See you on the next show. Bye.